Bonjour à tous, bienvenue. Sorry, in English this time. Welcome to my channel. This is Jericho. You can call me Leo. I'm a longtime GM and I'm running a Symbaroum campaign. And I do these little. So this is the adventure that we're in right now. And I do these efficient prep videos to share my prep process just because I think that it might help some people out there to have some ideas about their own campaigns. It can be applicable, of course, to this campaign. That's the foremost use you can get out of it. But it can also be, I have a lot of general thoughts about how to prepare a game that can be applied to any game, actually. If you haven't seen my recent video that has been a blockbuster hit on YouTube called Why is Symbaroum My D&D? I invite you to do that afterwards. Now a little word for the people that already know me. I've done multiple efficient prep videos. I try to do it so it doesn't waste too much of your time. The problem is if I do that, then it wastes my time in the sense that it's not a waste, but it's longer to edit. I have a really hectic life right now. Basically, I have like 3 jobs at the same time, and I'm going to leave on foreign shooting of TV shows in March, April, and May. And if I keep doing these edited videos, then I won't be able to get anything out there. So what I'm thinking is that I have a multiple, and you can please tell me in the comments if you think it's a good idea, but I have a lot of ideas for more general videos about the house rules I use. I already made one called Fixing the Power Most Broken, about the maltransformation power. So I have these videos that are really about prepping the games, but in a more general sense, and about house rules for Symbaroum, about ideas. For example, I would like to do a video where I do a combat in Symbaroum the way I run it, with the advanced player's guide options, and on the other side do the same combat in D&D just to compare the feel and the flow, that kind of video. Why do I want to do these videos? Well, basically because I really love this game, and I really like Free League. I want to help them out as much as I can. I'm not paid by Free League or anything. It's just I'm doing this for the passion of the game. And that's it. That's why I want to do these videos. And these videos take a bit more time to do, but I think would be more interesting for you. So on the other hand, my prep videos, I find I wanted to do at least this prep video that I'm about to do is it will be a real-time hour of prep. You know that my motto is 1 hour of prep for 4 hours of gameplay. So I actually, you see, it's 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm playing at 3 with my friends online. We're doing the finale of Wrath of the Warden, where it's something big. So from then on, there's spoilers. If you want to play this adventure, you won't be able to watch this video. But basically, I have an hour and a half to get through my 1 hour of prep. And then I was hoping to maybe get a little 15 minutes jogging outside. I don't know if I'll have time to do that though. But, just getting ready, getting some food, some booze and stuff like that, getting ready for the game. That will take the last half hour I have. So I'm actually on a real tight time limit right now. So it's a perfect time to do this kind of video. So I was thinking that for my prep videos from then on, I could do live streams. I'm not live streaming this one because I have to set things up, and I obviously don't have the time at this point. But I think if I set up things properly, I could do that pretty easily. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. I'm using the streaming attitude. That means no edit. You see it as it comes out. You will be witness to my thinking process. It might, I might not talk for a while because I'm thinking, so just skip those bits. You can watch this video at 1/2 time or 1.25 times, and I'll chapter it afterwards to go to where the important stuff is. I thought that it would be interesting so you can see what 1 hour of prep in real time looks like for me. and maybe it could be useful for you too. Okay, so now let's get started. Well, just before we start, I'd like to say that your support is really important to me. So if you answer in the comments what you want to, what you would like me to do in the next videos, that would be nice. It gives me some guidance, and it's good for the algorithm too. You can like, subscribe, bell, all of that stuff. And you can go check out my adventure on Drive-Thru RPG called Playing with Goblins that I put out like a year and a half ago. Okay, so this said, let's start. The first thing that I want to say is that in my first videos, I talked about these little notepads I had that I really love. That going tangible, going notepad-y was the right way to do it. I think I might come back to that eventually. Unfortunately, it's not super compatible with doing YouTube videos because you want to see what I'm doing. I don't have another top camera thingy going on, and I'm not sure I want to get into that complexity. So I've reverted to doing stuff in the computer, and the result of that is multiple files, multiple notes, multiple things everywhere. It's you know, it's what it is. So I'm trying to clean that up right now. I want to really find that efficient GM prep method, you know, that I could just get used to and always do it that way. And it's still a work in progress. I'm not there yet. So just to give me some little courage, I have a friend here that you may know. I can't really do this, can I? No. Yeah, you can see a bit of his head. Okay. So I need his nonchalance and pleasure of just the basic things of life in the weeks ahead, because that's what happens when you're too busy. You start losing sight of what's really important in life. I have a problem with my camera. I can't get it like the batteries are... Normally I plug the camera in, and now my system to plug it in doesn't work. I'm putting batteries and it's cutting all the time, so I might switch to the FaceTime camera at some point. Don't worry about that, even if things get ugly. So okay, so let's start with all this stuff I have for my notes and all this chaos that I'm trying to put some order in. And let's start this hour of prepping right now. So it's 1:30 precisely, actually 1:32. So at 2:32 I have to be finished. Little carbs. Let's get to it. Never take big bites when you're doing a video. And I duplicate it, I modified it. Because why? Because I want to have one document with all my important material, crucial material right there in front of me when I GM. For me, the rhythm of the GMing is super important, so I don't want to be looking up stuff. My big problem is that I don't read my notes before I start the session. So usually I just go by memory because I wrote them down, I know them. But then I forget tons of stuff that I wrote because I don't have that good of a memory. So I really have to read my notes before the game. Okay, so that's a note to myself. So of course I have the version for, where is it? There it is, session 58, that's the next one. Now my cat is coming in. Here you go. Oh, little cat. This is Ariol, very nice cat. So soft and so fun to touch. So here, Wrath of the Warden, this is the showdown. You have 1 hour. What's important? You need scenes, like the most important scenes or the scenes that you're expecting to have to run. Of course, some scenes won't happen because that's what players do. So that's why you need to prep very small summaries of what these scenes can contain. So you can do multiple in 1 hour to have a bit more ammunition because you want to be set to react to the PCs. You need NPCs. So of course you've got your named NPCs, like the ones that will be important in this session. You need to have their stat blocks and their description and remember what they're like, how to roleplay them nearby. just a little refresher, basically. And you need locations. Like if there's some important locations or battles or stuff coming up, you need maps, or you need descriptions at least. You don't necessarily need maps. Sometimes just a little sketch will do. And the other thing that I didn't have my last session in that I should have is when there's a lot of faction play going on, where there's a lot of moving parts in the background, where enemies are moving, things are happening. You need a timeline. You need something that tells you, the GM, okay, this is what happening this morning or next morning, or just if it's important for your scenario. I really like adventures that have that, because that gives the players a feeling that there's a real living world around them, that things are moving. They can't just wait in front of a door for 2 hours before they get ready to open it and jump on the people inside, because the people inside, they live, so they'll come out of that door eventually. Okay, so that's basically what I need to create. So I've created this little template. I think I'll duplicate it right now, just to have it like the empty template, to have it on hand. So I need a session opening scene. I need the spotlight scenes. I need the background of what's going on with my other NPCs. That's the timeline I was talking about, the rendering, the background rendering of stuff. And I created this. So this, just gonna close the door here. So this is just little tables that I want to be able to have in front of me that give me more ammunition. So the two tables on the left side, they're just things that I think I might use in this session, because it's a big showdown, because there might be chaos in the streets, or people fleeing, or the chaos might spread. That's why I'm going to find some ideas for panic in the streets. On the right side, I went through my list of stock NPCs. You really need stock NPCs on hand all the time. I added a little used box, so when I use them, I can jot down where these NPCs are. And stock locations, items, that's less necessary. If I get there, we'll see. But it's already been 7 minutes, so. And there's the timeline I made after noticing that it was a problem that I didn't have a timeline. So I'm just going to check this timeline and adjust it. That was my old timeline, very rough one. I had some rumors that was for the downtime, so that's not useful. But okay, let's start. I must say that last session, since they were getting close to the showdown, I statted during the week. I statted the actual enemies of this showdown. I will need to do a bit of foundry preparation though. I don't know if I'm gonna put that inside the hour. We'll see if I have time to squeeze it in. If not, I might go overboard and put another 20 minutes. I have the map in Foundry already. I have these actors prepared, but I didn't set them up on the map. There's a lot of things that I could do to make it more ready. It's not that urgent, because I can always have my players wait a bit as they chat while I do that before we start. Also, there is what did I want to say about that? There's the music that I want to at least have a few tracks, because this is the showdown. Okay, so before I start working in writing, I just want to also show you other tools I use. So I have this Excel kind of sheet here. It's a bit like the ones that they've made for the game. Let me see. If I go like this, I can show you. It goes all the way here. So I have like the region, the location. I added the location because so many things are in Thistlehold that it's good to have actual locations. The factions. Here's some notes for some characters have complex motivations. I put them there. Sometimes something happened to them, or maybe a PC sent them a letter or something, and I need to respond to that. So I have some notes. The description is just the physical description and sort of personality, but mostly physical. Citation character, that's the personality. And voice, I added voice. I'm not really good at it yet, but I just I just want to have something to sort of make me remember how I role played them. So that's just because I do voices. I like that. It's not obligatory. If you don't like that and you don't do that, then you take this description of their voice, of their character, and just use it as a descriptive. So you will say, okay, you enter Sergeant Fiona's office. You remember that she's discreet. She speaks slowly all the time and is very low key, something like that. So you have this instant image of what's the vibe of this person, because of course their physical description is important too, but I find that the vibe is more important, because it will put you in a mindset. Even if you're not role playing, like acting, you can still think like her. Like, what would a very careful person think about whatever's going on? And that's the important part. You don't need to be an actor to play role-playing games. That's completely not necessary. So yeah, so I have that. So I can find those as I play. I think I'm going to start to just copy paste some in my document that I print, just because I really liked having things very in my face when I GM. Let's go back to the actual work, because we got to get moving. Okay, so assault on the tavern. I think I had a note. You see, the chaos starts. I think I had a note in my notes, because I had started thinking about what Desidera will do. Yeah, I don't think so. Damn, where did I put that? Okay, maybe it was in the timeline. Let's go see. Okay, at the end of the timeline. Yeah, so I'll translate as I read. So basically, at 9 in the morning that day, which is which day? I didn't write the day. Where's the day? Anyhow. Yeah, you see, there's already a problem. Okay, so that's the evening. That's noon. Okay, 18 of Elysial. Okay, so on the 18th of Elysial at 9 o'clock at night, I should write 21 hours because yeah. They went to see Night Pitch, and they said, okay, we need to do something. Things are moving. We have information. We need the help of the sorcerers or of the witches that are outside the city, Gadramon and Erfernea, and basically Night Pitch tells them, go ahead, go for it. You've got my permission. During that time, Erlabert and Manalum are already in the lake place. They already moved, because if I go in detail, yeah, let's do the 18th just really quickly. So the 18th in the morning, all the PCs were doing stuff. You know, they were going to see the high priest at the temple. Mikariel went to the academy. They were doing basically just general things that they needed. They started asking about, who would have brought something into the town that is a cause of corruption. During that morning, Desidera went to the Ordo Magica to do research, because they need to kill this head. This head is not generating enough corruption because it's still alive. And so she's looking at, plants that are poisonous, stuff like that. And also I plugged in the vile water. She got some interest about the vile water, because the vile water is a source of corruption, but also something that could probably kill a god. Clagander and Sibella, the changelings, they're just spies. They're spying all the time and checking the PCs to see what the PCs are up to. And they discover that this crystal isle has been found under the city. Erlabert is tucked in at the tannery, and he's preparing his ritual. That's other stuff happening with Sarvola, Elfeno, and Agrama Kalfas. At noon, the PCs went to the Winged Ladle to see the Templars and the tablets. And Clagander sends a message to Lodoménbo, that little message that's in the book, to bring them into an ambush. And Manalum is sent outside after, he comes out of the tunnels and he goes outside to Blackmore to recruit Red Eye. And he basically promises Red Eye that his mother, Ragama, could live on that island. It's just a way to manipulate them. Erlabert feels that he needs an army, so that's what he offers to get the Red Eyes with him. Erlabert goes by himself to Eroc the Dark to offer him a role in this conspiration or machination. And he asks him, please get rid of those PCs. At 1:30 in the afternoon, Mirizin and Melian go interrogate people in the area where they think that the people that came in the town with the big black box are hiding. And there's a little scruff with Lysindra and Meaorel. So basically they're doing investigation work all afternoon. And then during this afternoon, Red Eye and Manalum come in the town looking for work, trying to work at the palisade, stuff like that. It's just a cover. They want to get to the tavern, not the tavern, the tannery. And during that time, they continue their investigation. They find the locker of Anadea. They they try the pearl and communicate with a mysterious being from far away that confirms to them that Eox is the source of chaos, of corruption, sorry, that this head is the problem, and that is what they need to get onto. Bo hires some goblins as spies, blah, blah, blah. Stuff happens. And then later in the afternoon, actually beginning of the night, it's dark, Melian and Mirizin went to see the witches outside of town, told them, we need your help. They said, yes, but we need to have the official go by the mayor. They say, we'll get that for you. They went back into town and got ambushed by Eroc's disciples. So there was a first ambush there, and they noticed that, who are these people? They never met these kinds of people. And so that failed. And so the Eroc understands that these people are pretty resourceful. Of course, the cultists were not killed. Melian and Mirizin just fled. And so during that time, at the Ordo Magica, the mages of the group go see the register of the Forbidden Library, and they notice that Tobela has let Desidera enter into this library twice, once this morning and the day before. So they go to see Tobela, which is the wizard that they had saved from the Blooming Veil. They interrogate her, and they learn that this that she knows her, and that this person knows Erlabert Haras. And so they say, oh shit, it's Erlabert, the bad guy. They just understand that at 7 o'clock. So they say, okay, we need to really get moving. They all gather together, the group. They go to see the mayor. The mayor gives them the go. They meet with Marvello. They go get some Templars at the temple, the Templars that were sent by Lodomé's father. They're building up their army. So all that happens. You see, at 8:30, there's an audience with the mayor. At 9 o'clock, they get out of there. At 10 o'clock, they have their army. At 10:30, they're moving in on the tannery. So there's after the attack of the cultists at 6, there's 4 hours and a half for Erlabert's gang to prepare, because they know that something's coming, especially after the scene at the mayor. Clagander is spying on them, and he sees that they're gathering forces, so he goes to alert the Erlabert and company. Erlabert is already safely down in the tunnels. Manalum, once he did his job with the Red Eyes, goes to meet him in the tunnels, and they start preparing for this ritual. Okay, at 8.5, Desidera transfers the head with Manalum to go meet Erlabert with using the 7 League Stride. And at 9 o'clock, Erlabert and Manalum do their, they negotiate with Bayela the option of using the Isle. And she, of course, is very happy to let them be a pain, basically, to the people of Thistlehold. So you see, at 9 o'clock, they're already starting their ritual. Desidera becomes unnoticeable and levitates out and goes back to the tannery, but as like a wild card. So she's there. She's got some nice illusion powers that I gave her. Come back to that. Now it's 1:50. I have to speed up. So at 10:30, that's where we ended last session. The PCs and their army come from all directions onto the tannery. That's the ideas I have right now. During the assault, Clogander, I'll just take all of this and recopy it at top because I'm going to need this. So I'll just put that here. Damn, it's this is what it is, right? What's going on? I know I don't need that. Okay, go here. Okay, and there you go. That's better. Okay, so I'll just leave it like that. Why? Because it's faster. Never do stuff that you don't need to. Okay, so let's jump this out. So I've got Clogander and Sybella that are helping the cultists and that will flee by the chimneys, the area. It's like I was thinking this is a tannery. So in the roof there's some kind of thing, a bit like in Quebec we have houses to make syrup, and there's like a hole in the roof, and there's a little roof over the top of the hole in the roof, so the humidity can go out. So I was thinking that this tannery has the same thing, because it gets really the chemicals and everything. You can die basically if you don't have enough air. So there's this thing on the roof, and that's where they will flee, Clogander and Sybella. Desidera can help them by maybe levitating them or something. She will stay unnoticeable. She's outside right now. She's on the roofs in front of it. She wants to monitor what's going on from outside, and she will come in later. And she has illusory correction, so she's going to help her allies with that without being seen. She might use Unholy Aura if it's desperate. Erok. So basically, it's like all the tactics of our named characters, because Symbaroum, there's a lot of powers and stuff to manage as a GM. So I need to have these notes, or else I'm going to forget everything. And I'm not sure they're complete, but this is my starting point. So I've got Erok that will use Larva Boil against the people that are in armor or enemy mystics. Red Eyes will send his cultists from the top of where the crossbowmen are, and he's going to shoot crossbows. And the cultists of Red Eye, I made them a bit like special wrestler types. So I'll show you that at the end. At the end of the video, I will go into Foundry and show you that. Okay, so the assault on the tavern. I need. I'm thinking. Do I want to give my players some knights to control? Because we have Templars, we have Men of the Watch, and we have the 2 witches. The 2 witches will not do much. They will not get involved where Templars are, so I think they're going to stay out of sight mostly. I don't think they will enter the tavern, like definitely not in the front lines. So I can write that. I can say Eferneia and Gadramon avoid the Templars and stay outside if possible. Okay, they can be used to tell the PCs that corruption is being produced elsewhere at the sinkhole. Okay. I'll just use generic keeper stats for them if I need to. Okay, so yeah. So they will be quest givers. So I have something that whatever happens, I can just send the PCs off to the sinkhole using Efernia and Gadraban. I prefer that the PCs find out what's happening by themselves as written in the book. But, you know, if they need a bit of help, I'll do that. Also, I might need to get the PCs to exit this combat before it's over. That's my plan. I would prefer. So they will need to leave the soldiers still fighting on and go do the rest of the job themselves. I think that's pretty much written in the book, but I also think that they write that maybe they wipe out the cultists and then the guards are too wounded or whatever to help, which is, I don't play like that. I mean, if guards are available, they will help. So I need to keep them busy. So yeah, there's no details for this one. So I can get this out. Is there anything else about this scene that I need to do? Let me think. Well, the Templars move brashly in and are ambushed. Okay. The cultists lock their own guards, outside, and block the doors to gain an advantage. Some might attack outside from the roof. That could be nice. Okay, so I've got a little strategy there. The cultists. I mean, in any game, don't make sentient adversaries stupid. Make them fight for their lives as they should. Okay? People, unless their morale breaks down and they surrender, people will fight with all the resourcefulness that they can find in themselves. And these people are used to, to be suspicious and paranoid and to avoid witch hunters and stuff. So they are brave. So they might do a lot of things, and you really have to play these strengths of your characters in this game, or else just regular stupid monsters that come up to you using their regular move and that try to hit you, those people get killed, as they do in real life. So try to envision these battle scenes as something much more realistic, much more organic. In battle, there's a fog of war. So there's people being intelligent and wily, but there's also miscommunication. People don't know what's going on. So you have to sort of put all of it in the game as you play. Don't optimize the actions of the enemies, but let them have like good moments, good tactical decisions as well. Okay. That's it for that, I think. Spotlight scenes. Spotlight scenes is what you do to make sure that every character, every PC has a moment in a session. Just it doesn't need to happen. Remember, this is all ammunition. I don't need to use it, but if I have it, I might use it. So in this case, since it's a big fight, it's easier in a sense, in the way that it's up to the players, really. You know, the table is laid out and you just have to go in there and eat what you want. So I don't need that many. I don't need that right now because the scenes are pretty much predetermined. There's this big fight at the tannery. There's the exploration in the underground. And then there's the sinkhole fight. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll just I'll write investigating under the tannery. Okay, and now what I decided is that Desidera used a special ritual that I don't know if I have it somewhere. Let's go see Symbook, symbook.io. Symbook.io, which is a nice little app. It's not always up to date, but still. So it was a bewildering something, bewitching landscape. So she has that, and she used it to cover the tracks in the underground. So the mystic can weave a grand illusion over a location, making all who enter the area confused, lost, and at risk of starving to death. So I think that I think I'll use this. I'll let the characters come downstairs, and as soon as some people are there for a minute, like all the doors around this central place, they all lead to basically a labyrinth. And the inside of the altar is a tunnel that goes down into a labyrinth. And so they will get lost in that labyrinth unless somebody rolls a good resolute. And I think that will make them, you know, have some trouble there. So I don't think I need to what I will do is I'll just copy this into my document so I don't need to look for it when I need it. So this, I'll just put this on the other side. Okay. That's cool. There's a little thing here that's interesting. The effect can temporarily be dispelled with anathema, otherwise it can only be permanently broken by the mystic who wove the illusion. And I'm ruling that it doesn't matter if he's dead or alive. It will go on. Because the mystic, the enchantment is permanent, and you need to pronounce some more magical words to make it dissipate. So if the person isn't there, there's no key. It's like a lock, it's locked, but there's no key. The key was lost. So there you go. All right, so that's cool. That's cool. And yeah, what about the what's going on at the lake? Because they might get there. So I will say showdown at the lake. We have information in the book. That's why I use books, okay? I use books because I don't want to have to create everything myself. So I've got the book here. Let's go check. I'll do this rapidly because I know you can't see the book. But basically, let's go see that. Here we go. Final encounter. The encounter with the sorcerer and his followers should prove a real challenge, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so my idea of a real challenge is that there will be Bayela and the wraiths, because they haven't been destroyed, and now they're on the side of the bad guys. So it's going to be really tough. And I think that because we don't know how long this ritual he's doing is, we don't know when he started it, the players don't know. So when they get there, they're going to hear this chanting far away on the isle. So they can't target it. They can't do anything without going on the isle. And between them and the isle, there are the wraiths. So I'm really curious to know what they'll do. And that's another little gym tip right there. Don't decide for the players what they'll do to solve a problem. Just present them with problems. Up to now, they've been super efficient at finding very creative ideas for everything I threw at them. So I think they can handle this, you know. It might take more time. They might need some help, some outside help. They might, I don't know what they'll do. I don't even want to really think about it, basically, beyond the basics. Like, who can they call? How can they call them? Yeah, they might just go out of the hole and get as many guards as they can, and maybe goblins that are working on the palisade, and bring them down there. That's what might happen, and that could be fun. So they have to climb down the blah blah alone. So the area in the sinkhole is controlled by the city now, and they have put some guards at the top of the pile that are sort of monitoring what's going on in the tunnels, but they don't go beyond the major cavern. Okay, I'll show you the map in Foundry. The cavern is, because in the book they say that they do the magic circle in the moss room, but in the moss room it forces them to cross the big cavern where the guards are. So that's not logical. So I made them arrive a bit more to the north here, and they're going to enter here in this big cavern. I think that there's a few things I can sort of jump on, you know, produce to have a little bit of a surprise effect. First of all, the survivors of the tannery battle, like if the changelings are there, how will they get down though? If they're with Desidera, they could use the ritual, but then they'll be late. So what I think I'll do is Desidera and the changelings might try to stalk and ambush the PCs, especially if they split, which they probably won't, the party. But wait, like this. I think that if they get out of the combat of the tannery, they'll just find a way to go to the isle, and they'll have to sneak down, so they might get seen. So I'll see what I'll do with that. The Bayela will delay the PCs. What does she have with her powers and wraiths? What does she have to do that? Okay, let's go see here. So if we look at Bayela, I've got 20 minutes left. So Bayela, my PCs are stronger than they should be because they've played other adventures. So they now have something like I think it's, let me see. No, I didn't put the XP there. Okay, they have 211 XPs, including the 50 of character creation. So they're like a lot stronger than what the adventure is made for. So I, of course, gave a bit more powers to the enemies. So she had, I think, she had dominate in the book. She had entangling vines. I gave her, did she though? I gave her teleport. because I found that this isle is sort of used by a demon to influence the people that connect to it, and so the demon has given her the knowledge of teleportation. So in the book, she has curse, dominate, entangling vines. Okay, so that's all good. Inherit wounds, which I probably won't use. Quick growth. The rest is rituals. Okay. So yeah, so her main attack thing is entangling vines, which I put master level, and which she will use to really stop the enemies from advancing. That's mainly what she'll do. And she can also curse. So she might curse to paralyze a strong opponent. So that's pretty cool. I have also, let's just check my other enemies. So I have here. So if I go quickly, I have Desidera. She's got illusory correction that she will use. Unholy aura, maybe, because she's learning to be a sorceress. She's basically a trained mage, and she's now dipping into dark magic. She has levitate and unnoticeable. I gave her that. I gave her a sanctum. So yeah, she's not really an offensive character. She's more like a support character. I have Erlabert, of course, which is pretty much as is, but I might boost him. Anyways, he will probably transform into either Midnight or Prince of the Abyss. Erok the Dark. Did I augment this character? Let's see. I must have. He had Curse, Larva Boil, Novice, and Adept. I gave him Curse, Adept, and Larva Boil, Master. So I just boosted a bit of that. Gave him Unholy Aura 2 and Recovery. So he could be pretty bad. The disciples, these are the fighting disciples, so I gave them some marksman and axe artist just to make them a bit more dangerous. But you see that, they're cannon fodder basically. And you have the mystics, which have Bend Will, Larva Boil, and Curse, which they don't all have the three. It's either or, so I'll just wing that, as we go. So they can cause a bit of mayhem with the Bend Will especially. Clegander and Sybilla, I just gave them Master Acrobatics so they can move around. They've got a good feint. They've got feint and backstab, which is always really killer combo, and twin attack. But still, they're spies. They're not fighters, so they're going to just hide and try to backstab. Basically, that's what they'll do. Manalum. I gave him. I just wonder if this has been. You see here, he has Inherit Wound, Natural Warrior, Maltransformation, Quick Draw, Storm Arrow, Tactician, Witchcraft, which is probably, yeah, that's all. I gave him some Robust, I think. Oh, he already had. I didn't change him basically. I think I just moved some of his, like, Inherent Wound is Master in the book. He had, it's Master. Okay. What did I give him? I didn't give him anything. Storm Arrow, Master. Okay. I guess I suppose that he was strong enough. Yeah, I might give him Feat of Strength, just to make him a bit harder to kill. Feat of Strength, okay. And if you open that up, put some Novice, gives you +5 toughness. So yeah, so now he has 16 toughness, and he's not at 11, he's at 16. There you go. So that will help a bit. It won't save him much, but there you go. Now I've got 15 minutes left, guys and girls. I hope there's some girls sometimes that You know, up to now, it's all guys that watch my videos. And I wonder when a woman will watch one of my videos. I don't know if it's because Symbaroum mostly appeals to men or whatever. Okay, so next thing that I want to show is the, let's go for the red eye. So let's go with red eye. So red eye, I think I just augmented. Whoop. Sorry about that. I just augmented a few of his stats, I believe. Let's go see. And oh yeah, I wanted to have a Ragama. I didn't do Ragama. I need to do Ragama because she's there somewhere. She was brought in secretly in a, like under some pile of coal or something. Ragama, that's very important. Damn, I have 12 minutes left. Okay, let's go for red eye. He was leader, marksman, and quick draw. So I gave him dominate. I put his marksman to master, just to avoid, you know, make him really a killer dude. Gave him sixth sense because he was shooting with accurate before, and I want him to be better. So now he's shooting with vigilant. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So I want this guy to be like he's a guru. You know, he has dominate, he has leader, he can really help his troops. So that's what he's going to do. Next, have the cultists. And the cultists, I gave them berserker just so they can be crazy like they should. They're really poor. They don't have shoes. They're that kind of desperate, horrible, poor. Look human, but there's goblins and humans. But I gave them some wrestling because wrestling is fun. You know, I like the maneuvers from the advanced player's guide. So here we have wrestling at novice, which means they can wrestle while holding weapons. They blah blah blah. The wrestler may then try to throw the enemy. So basically, it's an attack, and they can throw the enemy. Ignoring armor, flat on his back. That's pretty good. And they could hold also. So what I like about that is that my house rule for wrestling is that if you do a hold attack using the maneuvers in the advanced player's guide, I allow a free attack. Like if you're unarmed and you attack an armed man, he has like a length advantage over you, so he will get a free attack before you can try to wrestle him. Unless, of course, you're 3 or 4 around this guy and that, you know, he can strike one of you, but the other 3 can just gang up on him, which is what mobs do. And in this case, they're trained. So they have this weird, like, this is a Hong Kong style Kung Fu guys, you know, they can do stuff. And I think that will be really, really interesting against the Templars of Prios. So we'll see. It's going to be a really tough fight, and I want the PCs to see some guards get killed, some Templars get killed. It has to be like, holy shit, these people are easy to kill, but they're numerous and they're crazy. Last thing, there's midnight. I don't know, I just boosted some stuff here. Don't even remember. 59 toughness. Okay, yeah. So that's the catastrophe thing. And Prince of the Abyss is more manageable. Still has equivalent of 430 XP. Still has some 21 toughness. A lot of armor. That's the key thing. I don't know. Like killing the Prince of the Abyss it's not the highlight of this battle. This is a MacGuffin. The characters, what will make this scene fun, like the end of this adventure and what we're going to play in half an hour, is this incredibly tough fight from the tannery to the end to stop Erlabert from becoming this humongous, monstrous creature. That's what's going on. And since they have a lot of allies and a lot of power behind them, the PCs, there needs to be strong opposition, which I think there is. And I may have overdone it a bit. We'll see. But anyhow, they won't be able to just methodically kill everybody in one room, go to the next. My players don't do that. But as GM, I never allow players to do that. I mean, the only situation where that would be true is there if you're in an actual dungeon that's inhabited by like undead or something. You know, that they're mindless and they're waiting for you, and you can just go from room to room and kill them all. And even that in Symbaroum doesn't work because undead aren't that mindless. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of action. It won't be thorough. It's going to go overboard all over the place all night long. So that's the goal, anyways. Let's see. I wanted to put a Ragama. I think I have a lot of very tough stuff. I wanted to have Ragama, like, I don't know, sort of come out from. I think I'll just take the Blightborn human and just give it some extra gore. Okay. So let's go back to the share. So here we have, if I write Blight, okay, Blightborn woman, what does she look like? Well, that looks good. Okay, so let's start with that. Duplicate. I'll make that Ragama. Ragama. Okay. And I want her to be just humongous. So robust is going to master. That's for sure. It's a big blob with a maw. You know, what once was a woman has become this horrendous big blob of a woman with a huge distended mouth filled with sharp teeth, and so she's hungry for blood. So she needs to be. Is there something like envelope or devour? There's a devour thing. Let's go see. Devour. What does that do? She can swallow enemies, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if the creature deals damage with a bite, retain until the follow turn. Next turn, swallow the target. That's good. You don't want to, she was a human, so she can't be that huge. So I will put some devour, but no novice. That's going to be so gross. And I want her to be hiding in one of the big tubs of the tannery. So if people fall in the tub, they fall in with her. Something like that. It's going to be quite disgusting. Okay. So she can devour. She's super robust. I will give her feat of strength just because you need for that kind of big blobby thing, you need some extra hit points. So this will be okay. That's good. She gets stronger. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we'll give her that. So she will have all the levels. So she gets stronger as she gets wounded. And I will give her is it sturdy or something like that? Sturdy. What does sturdy do? C'est ça. It augments the toughness. That's what I want. Okay, so we want some sturdy. I think we'll put adept. Okay, so now she's got 27. That's good. That may be even a bit much. So I'll move that down. Come on. Yeah, I'll move that down because she's just a road bump. She doesn't. I don't want to steal the thunder. Okay, so let's close all of these. So they're ready. Now, what should I do? Do I give a Templar to the players? I think I might, just to be able to kill off some characters and have the PCs be a bit slightly responsible for that. But the Templars are really strong. They're going to offer a good fight. Yeah. There's some things I'm not thinking about. So let's go back to this. I have 2 minutes left. So there won't be, like, what is he up to? I know what he's up to. So Erlabert is preparing and the ritual as per Wrath of the Warden. And I'll just check. I'll just put the oh yeah, and I have Lysindra Golden Gripe that could come in for the descent in the descent into the tunnels. I'll just say what are others up to? Okay, Erlabert and Lysindra is exploring the town and will arrive at some point with, how many are they? Her crew of 8. Ironsworn, and I'll go with 3 goblins, 1 ogre, and 4 humans, plus mea royal. Okay, so this is the typical. This is the typical fail-safe that you have. I don't like to fudge dice as GM. I just find it cheap and not fun. And I want PCs to be able to die. So when you have a very tense situation and the rolls are done like in the open, well, everybody can see, okay, you had to roll a death check, you failed it, you're dead, and that's it. So I like that there's this finality. But I need to have tools to manage the peril that I put the players in. I mean the PCs. So having Lysindra and Meaorel, it's already been established last session that they are on their side and they're doing some investigation on their side. So it would be totally logical that they would arrive at some point, a bit like the cavalry, to help out. So if things start to go really badly for the PCs, they will arrive and start shooting down enemies and doing the stuff. I already have statted them out like a few sessions before. Okay, cool events in the battle. An ally falls into the vat where Ragama is hiding. Now I have to be really quick. I'm officially done with my 1 hour of prep. I believe you will let me a few more minutes because I'm spending time talking to you guys, and I would be much quicker if you weren't there. So give me a few minutes more. Cool events in this battle. I have to think with, well, just the description of illusory correction used to protect occultists. Okay, so that's important because since she's unnoticeable, Desidera won't be on the radar of the PCs. So they need to notice that something's going on. Edogai might see her because he has some kind of spell, like a true form spell or something. I'll have to check that out too, just to make sure that my ruling is fair. Cool events in the battle. I would say occultists, lobs, and like an acid grenade on the PCs. Just because it's the tannery, tannery action. 1d6 damage. The battle also includes the battle in the Isle. So I want a supernatural event happens. Tremors, strange lights, odor of rotting flesh, etc. I'll say roll a test or lose an action. Something like that. Okay, because I don't want to be too precise. I don't need to be. I just feel that since I want to give the idea to the PCs that something is going on elsewhere. So I think the first thing that could happen would be a tremor. The tremors, they could, of course, make people fall over. They could make people fall from the like the passageways, the raised platforms in the tannery. They could fall off that. They could damage a vat and have this like sludge, this water, sludge, acid stuff going out and making people tumble or making the ground really slick. So things like that can happen. At first, the PCs might think, oh, it's under this tannery. We need to find the way under. And then they get under, they get into the labyrinth, they get all mixed up. And then further on, things keep happening and they start thinking the sinkhole, of course. And I suspect they will think about it really quick because why is, the sinkhole is a major place in this adventure. Why not use it for a showdown? They're going to think about that. So a supernatural event. Okay. Next, I would say cultists pile up on a knight and slit his throat. A cultist starts showing the signs of becoming Blightborn. Probably won't have time to become a Blightborn, but it just pushes the idea that these are cultists, they're sorcerers, they don't know what they're doing, and they're playing with fire. Panic in the streets. People hide inside and lock up. A crowd of onlookers panics and start fleeing, trampling people in the way. many wounded. Somebody starts yelling for the watch. A dog is riled up and menacing and bites anyone close. A carriage is out of control and could rampage. I use the word rampage because it's an actual ability, so I can use that to house rule it, and could rampage anyone on its path. Last thing I would say, a group of brave citizens and fortune hunters charge the PCs before before they understand that they are wrong. Okay, stock NPCs. I've got 20 minutes before my friends are online, so stock locations, items, that won't happen. Let's go for the stock NPCs. So let's go in Foundry, because you have a nifty little name generator here. So I'll just go for I'll go for masculine first. Sorry, ladies, just because in that kind of situation there might be more men outside on the street. It's not because there shouldn't be women. That's not at all the point. It's just that I have a very open view about how we deal with the sexes and all of that stuff in the game. It's not strictly medieval at all. Many women have all sorts of positions in society, as is reflected in the books. And that's really great. I'm not into simulating the 13th century in a fantasy game. But I do keep like an asymmetric proportion. So there will be more men doing the typical man stuff of the feudal era, just to give this, to have like the more medieval feel to the society. But there is no limitation on what a woman can do. So there's women knights, like Ludome the Templar is a woman. There's like women in all parts of the society. It's just that less women will choose certain jobs or certain things. And when it comes to fighting, men still feel that they are duty bound to defend their families and loved ones. It's just a cultural thing that I'm keeping as is in this setting. But you could totally go away with that. And there's, in the start of Wrath of the Warden, there is a scene printed in the book where a woman is trying to defend against the enemies. She's defending her family against the enemies, as any good mother would. So it's not that you don't want those things. It's just on the average. Let's say the average. So I might need masculine names for this kind of scene where there's a lot of fighting going on, a bit more. So I'm just going to use a few of those. So let's put some in. So normally I would put a little description, like Clamé is, let's say he is a feisty mature man with stubble, gray stubble, and broken teeth. Yaslon is Strong youth. Black hair in a ponytail. Brave. Let's put him brave. Standard. Okay, he is a suspicious youth. Good with a bow. Large and loud woman with very long hair. Discreet and timid. Savage right hook. Okay, I'm gonna stop now because I need to do some other things before my friends come in. Okay, so I have to call it a day, but you can see that I'm doing, because the rest of the description of these characters is going to come with the game, you know. I can't decide everything for them. I'm just giving a few ideas so I have an instant image in my head and I can just expand on that using the actual situation and who these characters will actually be. And once they're made, they're created, I can put them in my Excel sheet that I showed you earlier. So yeah, so that's what it looks like basically. The only thing that my battery's dead. So yeah, this is what it looks like. 1 hour of prep. I still have to choose a few songs, like ambiences. I have already them loaded in my Foundry, so I just need to choose a few. So that should be pretty quick. And I have to finish Ragama. No, I did finish Ragama. She's good. I just have to drop her in the right folder. What else? I think that's it. I just have to get my books around me, my stuff, get ready for this game. And while my friends are saying hello and talking and chit-chatting, I might just check a few, just maybe populate the maps with some tokens and stuff like that. So it's not totally done, but still, it's close enough. So thanks for watching. It's always a pleasure to share these things with you. I'll try to do my session recaps outside with the other camera, just because it's good to go outside and to keep the shape. But I'll tell you how this session went once it's done and over with. So if you want to have any of those documents, or anything that I produce that you might want to have for yourself, you can leave comments in the description, under the video, and I will send you a link for that. Apart from that, I'd like to ask again if you would be interested that I do this kind of video with a stream, just so we can chat as I'm prepping my game. I think it might be fun to do. We'll see. But if you like that idea, put a thumbs up. Click on the like button. Let's get that like button going up, and so I will know that this is something that I could experiment with. So thanks again for watching, and see you soon. Keep it light, keep it bright, have fun with your friends, and make them suffer in Davokar. Ciao.